What's up? Good morning. We are live, ready to rock. You are looking at the 5-minute chart here on the NQ December contract. And we're going to be copy trading across Take Profit Trader and Apex accounts. And we are 2 minutes, 50 seconds out. Good morning, guys. How we doing? Peter, Pat, Skeeto, Pat, Johnny, and Scott. Good morning, guys. Good to see you all. So let's let the regulars figure it out here and roll on in. And we will get to work while they are doing that. Halfway through this 5-minute bar here, 2.5 minutes out, shortly after the open. Volatility is, of course, relatively high. That last bar was maybe 55, 60 points tall. So let's see how that plays out here in the next few 5-minute bars. But I'm certainly not against taking a trade early in the day once those institutional orders clear. What do you guys say? Let's do it. Larry, Shan, how we doing? All right. We will, if you check the poll in the chat, do another giveaway here today. Because I have no doubt whatsoever that we'll hit that. So let's do it, man. I love giving these things away. It's a good time. But first and foremost, we got to trade. We have got work to do. So 90 seconds here. Let's see what the Bears can put together. Now, I do very much prefer to wait until we have at least 3 5-minute bars after the open, just to let A, the institutional orders clear out, and B, actually have some information to go off of. So 60 seconds from the close of this bar, we'll watch the next bar together, we'll see how it closes, and if there's something there, we'll throw a trade on the close of the next bar here. So that's how I like to do things. I'm not big on trading, you know, like the first... Well, I don't want to say 15 minutes because sometimes we'll put one on at like 8:12. I'm sorry, 8:42. But, you know, taking a trade at 8:32 is kind of tough. Larry, Danny, Taz. How we doing, guys? Good to see everybody. All right, 10 seconds here. Let's see how the Bears close this up, man. Pushing this baby lower. You gotta love to see it. If we do get a third consecutive bear body, respectable in size, we're gonna be putting on a short here to kick off the day. Let's see if we can get that. Oh, Matt. Matt, don't play with me. Don't play with me. Oh, son of a bitch! We got it! Did we get it? I have not seen this news. I've been so busy the last 24 hours. Oh my goodness. 3 minutes, 50 seconds out. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. PDT. Just fucking dumbest rule of all time. A bunch of pussies put that shit in place. We need to protect everybody from making money. Oh, we don't want them to risk their own money. Motherfucker, this is America. Piss off. What's going on here? Did they lower it to 2K? Trying to do 4 things at once. We got 3 minutes, 23 seconds out. It looks like it's pending approval by the SEC. Is that correct? This was 20 hours ago. I am pumped about that. That is one of the biggest, I'm telling you guys, once this is actually through, I'm not seeing a lot of information here. It's still pending approval by the SEC though, correct? I don't know, man. I don't have time to dig through news. Somebody tell me the answer. Are they lowering it to 2K? And when is it expected to come into effect? 2.5 minutes out. But my God, I gotta tell you guys, when that actually goes into effect, I'm not bullshitting you. That's the biggest win as retail traders since I guess since T+2 turned into T+1. But like that was kind of a, oh, good. Good, now we don't have to wait 2 days. We only have to wait 1 day to let cash accounts settle. This would be the biggest win for retail traders. I don't know, since prop firms in the future space became a thing in a decade, which is crazy. I don't think you guys are excited enough about this. The amount of people that are going to come into the trading space, at least in the stock and options world. Futures, there's no PDT rule because they already let you do whatever the hell you want. But in stocks and options, the amount of people that are going to flood in, which you might say, well, what does it matter for me? Well, it matters a lot because your competition, you want as much competition making self-fulfilling prophecies a thing and making mistakes as humanly possible. That's not wrong. That's just the nature of the beast, right? So you want as many people, for example, early in the morning, a small cap momentum stock is pumping. Don't you want as many people saying this thing's going from $3 to 30 as it passes $7 and you buy the break of 7 as possible? Don't you want that happening? Of course you want that happening. That's more volume. It's a really, really, really big deal. Okay, let's get ready here. Fucking good day here today to be a trader. All right. Oh man, we gotta, hang on, I gotta size down a tad. Okay. All right, we are 5 seconds out. Copy trader engaged. Got to get a stop limit sell ready and see if we can place it. We will get to place it, and we'll give that 30 seconds, see if we can get a fill. Adjust that a tad. Beautiful. Have that sit right at 422. If we can get a fill in the first 30 seconds of this 5-minute candle, I will get short. And if not, we'll pull it, and we'll go next bar. 10 seconds. Come on, Bears, push that through. Give us a fill. All right, got to get ready to pull it here. No trade. No trade, no fill, no trade. Next bar here. Okay, so oh man, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's like when you think there's no sense left in whoever the hell is making these rules. You know, whatever person or persons are making the decisions. They actually lower PDT. Now, it's still pending approval by the SEC, who better look at this and have an ounce of sense and remember what country we're in. But FINRA has officially passed the removal of the PDT. It's not really the removal. They're lowering it down from 25,000 to 2,000. Which opens up a whole new world for retail traders. And now the SEC has to look at this and say, yeah, we have an ounce of sense and we're on American soil, so we should probably just stamp this within the first 4 hours. Hopefully they get that passed relatively quickly. But that's a really big deal. FINRA passing that is a really, really big deal. I'm pumped about that. If you're a retail trader, fuck, man, today's a win. I don't care how your day goes aside from that. That is a win for all of us. That's a big deal. All right, 2 minutes, 10 seconds out here on this 5-minute bar. Let's see what we get, man. Bull's trying to bounce this baby back up. All right, minute 20 out. So sizing down from 5 micros to 3. Ooh, this bar is getting big. I think 3 is still reasonable. Yeah. This bar is getting bigger and bigger, huh? The 20 EMA is really diving. Well, let's watch it here. 48 seconds out. Okay, 7 seconds out, copy trader engaged. We have a 3 bull bear bar sequence and a big bull body. So I am going to use a limit just because I will give up the wick as far as, price, which is not small. It's like 12 points to suck this out. Now I have sized down so that we can actually trade this within reason. So you guys see current position, it's a little smaller. my normal position was actually going to be a little bit bigger than normal here today. So come on, bulls, let's push that baby through. ATR 34. There you go, bulls. Keep that moving. Good, decent little push. Now, 20 EMA is up at 24,551. So we're going to keep an eye on that up there. And we are taking this bar by bar, by the way. So that initial risk, it doesn't have to be how much we'd lose if this becomes a loser. It could be, of course, depending how the bars play out. But let's just watch here, ATR 35. This is, definitely more of a scalp mentality than a swing trade mentality because that 20 EMA up there and the high of day we still have to deal with. All right, bulls. Well, I like that strength to start. Let's keep that up here. Let's keep that moving. Well, that's not what you like to see. 3 minutes left, by the way, here on this 5-minute bar. So still going to take it bar by bar. But, 5 minutes is some time, so gotta be patient. And let's see if the bears can turn this around. Oh, you bears. Oh, you bears. Two minutes, 5 seconds left here. All right. Okay, so again, protective stop out just below our signal bar. Well, I guess below that curl, since the previous bar wick a little bit below that signal bar, so we'll just go ahead and risk that full curl. And remember, I'm copy trading across a bunch of accounts, so I'm really not, trading particularly large in any one account. And that P&L you see up top, that is the total across all of them always. That's what you always see is the total. But come on now, bulls. If the bears do take this out, now there's a couple things to talk about here. If the bears do take out that low and continue pushing for another bar or two, all of a sudden I'm starting to think, okay, the bulls tried to reverse it and it failed. Are we looking at a bear trend? That's something to think about. Now, the second thing to discuss here is that early in the day, at least half the time. Now, this is not the reason for taking the trade. The reason for taking the trade is a setup I've gone over a million times. This 3 bear body sequence, bull body closing above, outside close, right? Above the previous bar's high or wick high. So you throw it on, you risk that curl. But a lot of times, at least half the time, at least in my experience and the data that I've ran, that first push is the wrong way. Okay, now it's a supporting factor, sure, not at all the reason for putting on the trade. The reason for putting on the trade is the price action. Otherwise, you can get in trouble. Trying to buy a dip that just keeps dipping. Okay, so, first bear body in a sequence. Let's watch this bar here and see if it would give us any kind of setup to the short side. It would have to be very specific. But we got 4 minutes, 45 seconds here. Protective order is out. So let's see what we end up with. All right, bulls, step in now. Oh, you bulls! Well, let's see if the Bears can take out that wick low. And if they can, man, we'll cut this shit and move on. That would start to open up a new idea, which is, do we end up seeing just a straight up bear trend all day? Not all day, at least all morning. That would be very interesting. But you gotta make those Bears earn that stop, man. All right, can the Bears take out that wick low? Let's see if they can do it. They're testing, man. I think they're gonna do it. Well, little hesitation there out of the Bears, but I'll tell you what, the Bulls have a lot of work to do before I'm happy here. Had us in the money quick, too. Really, really quick. And then just gave up. Well, there's some volatility on the 9 o'clock bar. Nothing that for me to do as far as management on this bar. It's just an inside close. You know, anything I can do there is just, it'll just be an emotional call, which is, of course, just a rule break. So, at this point, we'll let it do its thing. And see if the Bears can earn that stop out. ATR 38. All right, Bulls. Let's step in with some actual strength this time. And fulfill the prophecy of this bar here. Which was the entry. Stop them and buy above that signal bar. Are you kidding me? Back to break even here on the trade. That's what we needed, Bulls. That was the idea. Now let's see. They still have a whole lot of work to do here. Those bulls do. Those little sons of guns. Let's see if they can get it done. All right, bulls. Well, let's take it up through, see if they can get something done here. 24-5 is on the table, and there's an attempt to push through. Just a small little level there at 24-5. ATR creeping up, of course, still 42 is the ATR. I would like to do better than a full ATR here on this trade. But we got to keep an eye on this 20 EMA here. See if that guy becomes a problem. There. So we'll adjust that guy to go true actually 1-to-1 on the reward to risk, which would be much better than a full ATR. That's damn near 2 ATR. And at this point, we are essentially offloaded to the computer. Now, if we got another bull bar closing near the high here, I would actually suck the stop loss up to beneath that because that would be an entry for me. But at this exact moment, there's nothing at all that I need to do except let this 1-to-1 reward to risk trade play out. Now, this trade was never intended to be a swing. It was actually intended to be a scalp. But on that particular setup, 1-to-1 is kind of a middle ground. You can go 2-to-1 reward to risk and more of a swing trade, or you can go, half to a whole ATR if you're looking for a true scalp. Had I gone for that, I'd have been out in, less than 30 seconds on this trade. It had us in the money 25 points almost immediately. But no, I'm going to go 1-to-1 reward to risk on this and just let the computer handle it. And we'll do a little bit of management bar by bar if we need to with the stop loss. If we end up getting a nice bull body closing near the high on this bull body right here. Without hitting the take profit yet. So let's see. Beauty. Keep that moving, bulls. Okay, minute 55 left on this 5-minute bar. And the bulls are doing okay pushing through the 20 EMA. I'd like to see a little more aggression. But you can't ask for so much so fast, you know? Bulls really struggling up here. Let's see. All right, we got 60 seconds left on this 5-minute bar. I will get ready to suck the stop loss up beneath this bar if we do not hit the take profit, but we close near the high of this bar. So let's see. Here comes the test. Let's go, bulls. Push that guy through. A few more points. Bulls, bulls, bulls. Take another run at him. Do it to him. Couple points. Beautiful close out of the bulls, which means I have to suck my stop loss up to right there. At this point, everything is offloaded to the computer. And it's really not a question of do we make money, how much do we make? But I'll tell you what, in the situation we're in, I'd much prefer to just pop a couple more points and hit our little target up there, then pull all the way back in. So let's see here. Take another run at him, bulls. Flip this bar to the bull side. Pop it through a couple of points, test that open, and hit us out in the process. Here we go, here's the test. Boom, and we are out. That is good for a $10,850 winner to kick off the day. We got within less than 10 points, and it was a volatile trade, right? So less than 10 points is not a lot on that trade of getting stopped, turned around. The idea played out. Good trade. Move on. All right, 3 minutes, 40 seconds out here. By the way, we are doing a giveaway with Apex accounts. Check the poll in the chat. And we'll be doing that a little bit later here. Or a Apex account, I suppose I should say. All right. Bunch more regulars here. Good morning, guys. How we doing? You guys doing well? Fuck, man. Whether that trade lost us 10 grand or made us 11 grand, it was a winner. But either way, I am having a tremendous day because PDT, the drop from 25,000 to 2,000, I have been bitching about this rule for 5 years on the internet. And they just lowered it. Well, FINRA, I should say, passed the change. That they lowered PDT from 25K to 2K. Now, the last step, I think it's the last step, it is just pending at the SEC. And that is a huge win, bigger than any trade we can make today. for retail traders. That's a tremendous, massive win. Huge. Finally, the dumbest rule in the book is being seen as the dumbest rule in the book by the people at the level who can change it. Those of you guys who don't know what PDT is, by the way, you ever try to trade stock or options more than 3 times in a rolling 5-day period, day trade, intraday trade them? And it says you can't do that. That's a violation of pattern day trader rule. You have to have 25,000 or more in your account to be able to do what you want with your money. And you got pissed and closed your Robinhood app? Yeah, that's being lowered to 2,000. It's just pending at the SEC. That's a really, really big deal. I feel like you guys aren't hyped enough on this, man. I've been bitching about this rule for 5 years on the internet. And it's finally happening. And it is such a win for newer retail traders especially. It is huge. Huge. So many people are going to pour in. Lives are going to be changed because of this rule change. I am serious. I promise you. Huge, huge, huge. Lets you actually learn at an accelerated rate. Lets you do what you want with your liquidity. Gaines, good morning. How we doing? All right, new 5-minute bar. That was a shrinking bull body as we kind of test the intraday high here after the opening high, of course. And now pushing through. Beautiful. Now, we talked about this maybe 20 minutes ago. I said, hey, at least half the days, the first push is wrong. And you at least attempt a big old reversal. Well, there you go. Hate to be that guy, but here we go. So let's see. And you know what? You're damn right people are going to lose money. Some people are going to lose money because of the PDT rule change, because they're going to say, oh, wow, I can do whatever I want now. And they're going to go gamble their money and lose. Guess what? You want to play with guardrails, with training wheels? The United States of America is fucking not for you. This is the greatest capitalistic example in history. If you want to play the game here, motherfucker, you play like an adult. And I want nothing else. Zero. This is the place to play. So we fucking, no guardrails, 100 miles an hour, let's go. I love it. No PDT. Wipe that shit to zero. Say, hey, you can do whatever you want. Let's go. But 2,000 I will take when 25K has been the deal for the last however many years since, you know, the .com bubble. Can't believe it got put into place to begin with. Oh, baby, just announced. Hold up. Just announced. Apex is 80% off. Just announced right now. 80% off. Single day pass with code BIG. Go hit it. 80% off up front. It does recur at a 50% the following month, but like, who cares? I mean, if I'm trying to pass all my evals within the first month, ideally anyway. So it's 80% off. Code BIG at Apex. This just happened. It was 50% off this morning. Code BIG, B-I-G. Go hit that shit. Beautiful deal at Apex right now. I never updated the trade count. We were at 1. All right, less than 2 minutes out here. on this 5-minute bar. Awesome, gotta love it. Gotta love it at Apex, man. 80% off. All right. Well, first trade of the day was quite an exciting one. We got very close to losing about 10,000. Ended up making about 11,000, 10,800. Okay, so we're going to keep an eye on this next bar because I got to tell you, I mean, what's really interesting is this bar here is essentially the first breakout bar. Now, if you wanted to be a little early, you could put a stop limit buy up here. You know, we wouldn't have gotten a fill. We're already a minute 20 into this bar. I'd give it 30 seconds. So now we're watching this bar. If we get another bull body closing near the high, guess what? We're getting long. All right. I have got all the info here for the Apex deal with code BIG, B-I-G, just announced literally right now. All evaluations are 80% off and $85 for lifetime activation fees. The lifetime activation fees are normally like 140 bucks. So 85 once you pass to activate for a lifetime, which is ridiculous. 80% off up front. And recurring months renew at 50% off, but like, again, I'm trying to pass these within like a day anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But if you do hold, you should know, if you do hold an eval for more than a month, it will recur at 50% off, even though you paid 80% off up front. Reset fees are 50 bucks, and of course, single day to pass, all with code BIG, B-I-G at Apex Trader Funding. So go hit that up. That was just announced. That's a tremendous deal. I'm probably gonna stock up once I get off stream just for the shits and gigs, you know. Make sure I have them. All right, what's up, guys? So those of you guys who are a little bit newer here, first of all, good to have you. Second of all, I am trading the NQ December contract, futures contract on the 5-minute chart. What you're seeing is Ninja Trader, and I'm using Apex Trader Funding accounts and Take Profit Trader accounts. Apex is plugged in via Rhythmic. Take Profit Trader is plugged in with Trade of 8. And I'm using the Affordable Indicators Copy Trader to copy trade the accounts. I think that's everything. All right, we're a minute 40 out here. Let's see what we get out of the close of the bulls here. All right, we are 18 seconds out. Going to have to get the copy trader engaged and see if the bulls close this as a nice, clean bull body. I will have to place this stop limit buy order as close to the wick high as possible. Beautiful, and we will give that 30 seconds, see if we can get a fill to the long side. And if we do, here in the next 23 seconds, then I will suck my risk up to the signal bar. Or I guess pull it back because we're in a volatile environment right now. ATR is 39. 12 seconds to get a fill here. Let's see if we get it. And we will. So we will pull this guy back. Pull that guy out and adjust this to make sure it is right. Beautiful. ATR about 39. And let's see what we get. We'll just risk that signal bar and see what happens. Just a little continuation scalp idea here. Let's see if the bulls can push this baby through. And give us what we need. All right, bulls. Let's do it to them. We had a 3. Well, if you want to start from here, we had a nice 3-bar bull sequence, growing bull bodies. Not the greatest close of all time, but pretty damn good. Not a too sizable of a wick. These are 5 consecutive bull bodies. So I gotta tell you, I love this trade. Tremendous trade for me. The way that I trade, if it stops us out, so be it. Happens all the time. But let's see if it can work out for us here. All right, bulls. ATR 40. See if the bulls can get this done. Two minutes, 10 seconds left here on this 5-minute bar. All right, bulls, time to step in. So on these it's funny is on these continuation trades, when they don't work, I'm the schmuck who happens to be sitting long at the literal high of day. Which, a lot of people would say, why would you do that? Because it works for me. It's a great setup for me. But when it doesn't work, it looks kind of stupid, huh? But, how are you supposed to know? Every tick moving up through here was the high of day at one point, right? All right. Bears trying to take out that signal bar. If they can, they will stop us and we will move on. Let's see if they can. I am loving the volatility today, though. Very nice to see all this. ATR 42. So what's interesting is even just looking for one ATR on this trade, it ends up being basically a 1-to-1 reward to risk, which is tremendous. All right, Bulls. There you go. That's it. Step in. Do not give up the wick low of that signal bar. Don't do it. Flip this baby green. 20 seconds out here on the 5-minute chart. All right, new 5-minute bar. See if the Bulls can get it done. Oh, you Bulls, come on now. All right, let's see if the Bears take out the wick low of our signal bar. Doing a lot of inside the previous bar hanging out here. ATR still about 39. Bears trying to pull it in. Let's see if they can do it to us. All right, Bulls. That's it. Get it moving. Get it moving. We are not going to be the schmuck sitting along at high a day. Can't do it. Fuck, I love the setup, though. All right, Bulls, what do you think? What do you guys think in the comments here? Am I cooked? Am I cooked? Or are we popping through high a day and continuing this little run here? Big old strong reversal. Hell of a setup. And just a little hesitation right at the wrong moment here. All right, Bulls. Pop this baby through. There you go, a little test. Do we get a 3-bar triple top? No, we do not. We get a big old 50-point pop right through. Maybe. Well, we're kind of going sideways, aren't we? You don't love to see that on a continuation setup. Now, every great contextual setup that you trade is going to have that kind of Achilles heel moment. For continuation trades, this is that. You enter, and it just so happens that right as you enter, we kind of start pushing sideways a bit. Now, for me, I prefer to just let it play out. As long as there's no reason to manage early, such as an opposing setup presenting itself, in which case I do manage early. But I just let it play out. You know, hey, do we hit a full ATR take profit, or do we just stop me out? But, you know, I gotta say, we had this actually yesterday. This same thing happened yesterday. Ended up working for us. But it can start taking some time. And you might say, well, how do you know? You know, how do you know that a continuation setup is likely to just automatically turn into a trade? Well, you don't. That's the problem. That's what makes it the Achilles heel. It kind of is a, hey, it just so happened kind of thing. Now you can look at levels, like previous days highs, previous days lows, but you know, it's not an exact science when none of trading is an exact science. We live in a fog. And our job is to do the best we can with the price action and our discipline. ATR, about 39. So what do you think? Do we take a breather and push? Or is this going to turn into a big old trading range? We will find out. All right, Bulls. I'd say it's about time to make this happen, huh? There you go. It's not too bad. Now, what we really need to see is a push through that high a day. And then about another full ATR. So I'm looking for, right now, 39, 40 points would be tremendous, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves. All right, ATR coming down about 36. Don't do it, Bears. Don't you do it. If they can take out that wick low of our signal bar, cut me and let's move on. But it ain't over till it's over. And these bulls are really trying. They're just having a hell of a time up here around 630. All right, Bulls, let's push this baby through. ATR 38. Break even on the trade. I'll take that for now. And a whole lot more work to do here out of the Bulls. So let's keep pushing into highs. I was going to say not bad, but a little hesitant. I don't know. Bulls having a hell of a time up here near the high of day now. You'd like to see him have a little more confidence to keep slapping that offer up there. Oh goodness, it's the land of the wicks. 5 bars in a row. 3.5 minutes left on this 5-minute bar. Another run at it. Is this the one? All right, 2 minutes left here on this 5-minute bar, and we are back at break even on the trade. See if the Bulls can give us that push finally. Let's go, Bulls. HR 38. Gotta love it so far. Keep that moving. Okay, bulls. ATR 39. We've got a whole lot more work to do out of the bulls, but that right there was a very nice close. I very much so like to see that close, but it's the first bull bar in, I guess, you know, a new attempt at a sequence, because the last bar was a small bear body. So that does not require me to move my stop loss. If that was the second, I would. But it's the first bull body. And you can see here the bears are instantly saying, nope, trading range. Come on, bulls, let's get this done. All right, bears, don't you do it. Don't you take out that wick low of our signal bar. Those bulls had our hopes up for a second. About 15 points in the money at best. Not even close to good enough. I'm looking to get at least a full ATR here, which is currently sitting about 39. Bulls, now would be a great time to put this to bed. Quite the failure on that pop through, though. All right, 5 seconds out, rollover on the 5-minute chart. Here we go. We're getting a new 5-minute bar, and that is an embarrassing close out of the Bears. Inside little close out of the Bears. So let's see if the Bulls can actually put something together. All right, Bulls, come on now. Let's get something done. ATR 37.5. Lots of work. Lots of work to do here, Bulls. And we sit in the shadows and let this thing play out. And accept the outcome. Take it on the chin. Well, previously, I think a lot of you guys thought I was cooked, fried, done for. Do we still feel that way? Totally fair if you still feel that way. I still really like this setup. It's just taking its time, which is not the ideal trade. Of course, we want every trade to work immediately. That's great. Put us as deep in the money as possible, as quickly as possible. But that's also an unreasonable ask to make out of the market on every trade you take for, you know, a 70-year career. All right, new 5-minute bar. Absolutely an embarrassment out of the bulls. I think all of us, long or short, ought to go sit in the corner for 5 minutes. This is atrocious, but I gotta tell you, I mean, you're like, well, then why are you still in the trade? Because nothing has broken. Believe me, had I gotten an opportunity to hit out, take profit, hit out, stop myself early, hit one of my protective orders, don't you think we would have done that by now? But nothing has broken. So you want to respect yourself? Don't break your rules. This, for me, as frustrating and boring as it is to sit while it goes sideways, is me not breaking my rules, which is the entire business. So let's see if the bears can do it to us, or what the hell happens here. Bears are trying. This has happened a whole lot of times at this point in both directions. Was this one different? Let's find out. Bears trying to make that push. Let's see if they can. All right, I mean, the Bears are coming in to try to make a test here. Now, it just so happens that the 20 EMA on the 5 is basically at our stop loss, which, you know, is not ideal. But these kind of things are going to happen, guys. What am I supposed to do? Say, let me move my stop loss a little bit. Absolutely fucking not. No. No, no, no. You can always justify moving it if you look around. I let it sit where I put it. And if we get punched in the face and they stop us out, we say, cool, I had a good time, and we move on. Let's see what the Bears can do here, though. All right, well, you can't really call that close an embarrassment out of the bears. It's, not the greatest close you could ever see, but decent. Though it is the first bear body, and, well, considering the previous bar was a small bull body. So we are back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Bulls versus bears. But, as always, got to make the bears earn that stop out. So at this point, it's hands off until and if it comes time to take profit at about 1 ATR. All right, can the bears do it? Can the bears do it? Let's find out. Coming in for the test! Oh, bears? Do they stop us? They will. We will get flat and move on. I like the setup. Just didn't work. It's all right. Let's keep it moving. Okay, 2.5 minutes out on this 5-minute bar. Now becomes a question of 50% retracement. Do the bears close it beneath the 20 on the 5? Do they get a third consecutive bear body pushing lower? Those are the questions now. They have 45 out. All right, 50 seconds here. Let's see what the bears can put together. Not looking half bad thus far. All right. You see how that bear body wick back up, close right on top of the 20 EMA on the 5? That's a psychology issue between the balance of the bears and the bulls. And that shows a little insecurity out of the bulls. So now we need to watch this next bar and see what we get. 4.5 minutes out. This could also be just a pullback on the higher time frame. Potential 15-minute 8 EMA bounce. Yeah. I'll agree that this could be a pullback on the higher time frame. A 15-minute 8 EMA. How many eyeballs does that really have? Do you have rules for number of trades per day and or daily goals, limits for loss or gains? So when we're trading prop, there's a daily goal, like particularly with Apex, because you don't want to go over that 30% payout rule, where 1 day equals more than 30% of your total gains. So, you know, yeah, I mean, had that trade been a winner, I already would have been at daily goal, above daily goal for a whole lot of Apex accounts. It wasn't, it was a loser. But, you know, I don't... Putting a hard rule in my head, I've always done that for people that I was working with one-on-one who were really having problems with discipline. And they were scared. And they were trading too much without any edge. Now, trading a lot is good if you have edge on every trade, because it's just a bigger sample size, right? The casino wants to deal you as many hands of blackjack as you'll let them. Same thing with traders. If you have edge, you should take as many as you can. But the problem is, over trading only exists if you don't have edge on the trades that you're taking, which most people don't. Because they're too willy-nilly with the entries. They're like, yeah, right here, they're like, the bulls look really strong in the middle of a bar and they're just popping it at the top of the range to the long side. It's like, why would you do that? Because you're bored? Because you're impatient? You want to act like a 12-year-old, go to the casino. You want to trade like you're 17, who just came into your first 500 bucks, and you're like, I'm the shit, let me throw this around. Go to the casino. You'd probably be better served. This is a profession, it should be treated as such, and requires adult-like discipline and patience. Ah, but that's boring. Do you want to make a shitload of money or not? Do you want to be entertained or rich? Pick one. Big old bull body, though. 65 seconds out. Let's see where this baby closes up. Thirty seconds. You know, the entertained or rich thing, guys, I'm not just bullshitting. I'm saying that's a very real thing in today's world. Let me tell you something. Do you know how easy it is to almost certainly win over the next 5 to 10 years if you just refuse to consume absolute dog shit, mindless content, and you use that time for production, whether it's studying your trading data, testing setups, thinking things through, anything at all, because everybody picks entertained because they're drug addicts. Humans are drug addicts to dopamine. And that is an instant hit for free. All you do is open some apps on your phone and you get it. You don't have to pay anything. You don't have to wait. Pick one. If you choose rich and you reject entertainment, at least during working hours, and you use all of that time to produce, you fucking win. Because the world is such pussies. Everybody just wants to be entertained. Right now, give me the dopamine, please, please, please. You guys ever scroll on your phone? You look up 2.5 hours later and you're like, holy shit, what just happened? That's the world on a daily basis. It's so easy to win. Just reject the dopamine, which I get it is really hard to do. But if you do that, winning becomes inevitable because you'll just produce so much quicker than everybody else, whatever you're doing, that you beat everybody. You'll study more trading data. You'll take more data. You'll take more trades for the sake of collecting data than everybody else. If you have 1,000 times more data than everyone else who refuses so infinitely times more data because they refuse to collect it, how would you lose? Your competition is on TikTok scrolling for 8 hours. Listen, I mean, like, there's helpful content and then there's 90% of the internet, which is just bullshit. And most of it is negative because that's what sells. You ever notice that, you know, the media always has to steer toward negativity? Clickbait titles on the internet do well, and they're usually negative, at least if they're related to news. Know why that is? Because humans eat it right up, and it makes a whole bunch of money. Refuse to eat it up, and you win. I don't get it. Like, it's more fun to be rich than to scroll on TikTok. And I think everybody here knows this. Without ever having made a dollar, everyone knows that. So why does everyone choose TikTok? Because it's fast. It's fast. It's like offering a crack, literally, I'm not being any kind of way. It's like offering a crack addict unlimited crack for free. I don't know, something to think about. Big old range here on the 5-minute chart, I guess on every chart. Here on NQ, minute 40 out. All right, let's see if this turns into a big old inside close, man. Let's see. Okay, so this here is really the region to watch. And we have to also consider, hey, does this kind of, it's kind of too early to even draw that, but you guys know what I mean, like this little pyramid structure. We've been seeing that a lot lately. But I'm looking more at the flat top on its own. And you could draw this a number of ways. You could either draw it like this, which is so aggressive I hesitate to even do so. Or you could just draw a flat bottom with the 20 EMA kind of as part of that. We'll just leave that flat top out for now. I think that's the most important thing right now. All right, quick break. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere. We are doing an Apex account giveaway, assuming we hit that target in the poll, which no doubt about it, we will. But we got more trades to take. All right, back in a couple. All right, welcome back. So we have a 3 consecutive bear body sequence, and we're coming into this little previous low. So this starts to be a very interesting situation that we got to think about. Hey, by the way, if you are just recently joining us, literally like an hour ago, Apex announced that they're back to 80% off. This is up from 50% off, and you can pass in 1 day. So it's 80% off single day pass with code BIG, B-I-G. Go hit that up. I certainly will be after the stream. All right, minute 15 out here from the close of this 5-minute bar. Let's see what we get. All right, here comes the rollover. 5 seconds out. New 5-minute bar. Let's see what we get. If we do get a small bull body closing above this wick low, I'm sorry, this wick high of the previous bar, I will be getting long. But it would have to be a clean close, so let's see if we get that. Redneck, 10 Apex funded accounts with code BIG, halfway to profit target, 5 days of payout request. Good work. Good work. Keep that pushing. Slow and steady. Man, 10 payouts. Beautiful thing. All right, about 3 minutes out here from the close of this 5-minute bar. Let's see what we get. All right, Bulls. Slow it down. Slow it down. I'd like to see them close that up right about here, but honestly, no higher. Any higher, and it's eaten into our reward potential. 2 minutes out. Bulls, calm it down. Calm it down. Minute 25 here. Oh, you bulls! Don't like to see that. They're coming up for a test, man. Eating into all of our reward potential. That push was supposed to be on the next bar so I could get in. All right, 25 seconds out, and then we get a new 5-minute bar. Let's see what we get. This is getting interesting, actually. Now, unless we break out here, which we, very well could, it's just not super likely. Unless we break out here, the mentality this morning, of course, on our 2 trades, the mentality was, hey, continuation, continuation, continuation. Well, reversal and then continuation. Now, in a range, we really need to ditch that mentality and start thinking, I don't think this breakout's going to go very far. I don't think this breakout's going to go very far. And that's a really tough intraday adjustment to make for a lot of traders. But it's really important to be able to make that. So could I have shorted that close? I could have. How do you manage risk? There's a bar back here. That guy right there. That, if I put my cursor right above it, I probably would have used that and just set my stop like here. Less than 20 points of risk. But, I didn't. The bull body here is really, really strong, so I held off. Okay, 2 minutes out. And we're going to want to see how this bar closes. We might have an interesting little setup that you guys haven't seen for a little while. Let's see. Gotta see how it closes. Is ATR too high on the 5? Nope, sized down a little bit this morning because ATR is so high. 37 is the ATR. All right, 60 seconds here. Let's see what we get. All right, we're about 25 seconds out here. I'm going to get the copy trader engaged. There's a few different ideas. This here is the first attempt at a breakout bar into high of day. But that range was brutal. So what we could actually do here is we could bet on the breakout using a stop limit buy, which I'm going to if we get filled in the first 30 seconds, because we saw this big monster reversal after this push down. Got to give us a fill in the first 30 seconds. If it does, great. I'll suck risk up and risk the signal bar, which is quite reasonable. And if it doesn't, then we'll pull it here in the next 9 seconds. And I don't want to participate. So let's see if we get that fill. No fill, gotta pull it. Last second, gotta pull it. No fill, no trade. Discipline, move on. So next bar here, 4 minutes out. Let's see what we get. Question about Apex. 250K account. Drawdown was 2455 and it stopped you out. Thought it was 6,500. Can you please explain? You hit the trailing drawdown. It is a trailing drawdown, Ben. It is not a normal drawdown 6,500 below the original starting balance. It is a trailing intraday drawdown. So the highest balance your account ever gets to, even if it's unrealized, your 6,500 trails behind that. All right, minute 57 out, 2 minutes. And let's clean this chart up as we go. All right, 56 seconds out. Let's see what we get here. Nice clean bull close. And I imagine you know what we're doing. If you've been here for even an hour. Okay, we're 15 seconds out. Got to get the copy trader ready. And I need those bulls to clean this up. Need them to clean it up. Let's see if they can. I'll get a stop limit buy ready. It's not great. But it's not the worst. I'll give the bulls 30 seconds to see if we can get a pop through up and a fill. If they can, we'll take that because it's a small bar. Not too much risk. ATR 33, that would actually be less than a full ATR of risk. Which is great. And it's only great if we can get a fill. If the bulls do not pop us up and give us a fill in the next like 5 seconds, gotta pull it and move on. Pull it, move on. No fill, no trade. Next bar here, 4 minutes, 20 seconds out. What's the reason for not taking a fill beyond the first 30 seconds of a bar? You can, if you'd like. Probability starts to go down a little bit. 30 seconds is 10% of a 5-minute bar. So I give a 5-minute bar 30 seconds, which is 10%, an arbitrary decision, by the way. That's what I do. It keeps my data consistent. I understand the fills that I get when I'm looking at my statistics. And I want quick resolution out of these trades. I don't want the trade to lose steam for 2.5 minutes or 4 minutes after a move like this and then fill me. Because what happens at that point? Can anybody tell me what happens at that point? Probably not. What just increased? The probability of what just increased? I'll give you guys 30 seconds to give me an answer. A reversal? Not exactly, but close. The probability of what happening just increased. Chop, consolidation, yes. A trading range rather than continuation. So I give it 30 seconds. Arbitrary, totally arbitrary to choose 10% of a 5-minute bar. That's just what I do because I can remember it. I know what to do. When I look at my data, I know, okay, I must have gotten that fill in the first 30 seconds of that bar. So what are the other factors at play that maybe I need to look at? Do I need to remove a rule, add a rule? It just keeps everything super consistent. So when I'm looking at my data over the weekend or on, Friday night or whatever, I know what the hell I'm looking at. You don't have to do that. You can give it the whole bar. Just understand that if it takes the whole bar to fill you, that's not quick resolution, which means that the momentum or the continuation you were buying has slowed, right? Because the bar is going to be smaller at that point. Yeah, Sunday, listen, guys, as a trader, Sunday says it immediately gives you an answer, whether it probably wants to go or not. And to a lot of untrained traders, this is kind of funny. This kind of statement from Sunday here, a lot of people who've been trading for 3 weeks would say that's a dumb thing to say. What do you mean probably? I trade on certainties. No, you fucking don't. You suck. Right? Every professional in the world pays for everything in their life, even if they spend $15 million a year on the back of one word in this industry. What is the word? The word is probably. Now, not literally, but we're operating on a statistical edge. So, if you take 1,000 hands of blackjack, what is probably the outcome after those 1,000 hands of blackjack based on stats? What will probably happen? You will probably lose a small sum of money or all of your money. But based on the statistics, if you're trading, if you're gambling, I guess, with a small percentage of your bankroll on every hand, the casino will probably end up with a profit at the end of those 1,000 hands, correct? So on day one of trading, you don't even know what the hell that means. You're like, I don't know what that means. 3 weeks in, you think you're a genius. You think you got it all figured out and you say, probably, I operate in certainties. Nope, you fucking suck. You don't even know. And then 30 years in, everyone goes, yeah, I pay everything. Off one word, probably. Humble yourself. That's the business. A small edge. Probability. $350. It's right in the chat. All right. Halfway through this 5-minute bar, 2.5 minutes out. Let's see here. We got a whole bunch of shrinking bull bodies. And now a small-ish to medium-sized bear body. Let's see how this closes up. Yeah, Chris, on a 2-minute chart, I'll give it between 15 and 30, depending on the quality of the setup, which breaks the 10% of the bar. I understand, but that's what I do. You do 10% of a 2-minute bar, you're going to give it 12 seconds. I mean, I think you miss setups at that point. I'm just saying on the 5-minute, 30 seconds is a good place to sit. Happens to be 10% of a bar. 60 seconds out here from the close of this 5-minute bar. Let's see what we get. Yeah, the bulls are stepping in trying to wick that. What does it mean if you win the giveaway? If you win the giveaway, here's what happens. I send you a magic code that makes any size evaluation you want. 25K, 150, 300K, 250, 50K, 100K static at Apex. Whatever size evaluation you want, free. That's what the giveaway does. You will not pay for the evaluation. That's right, Dave. No risk management equals no career. And every one of those traders who blew up will tell you one thing. What will they tell you? They'll say, day trading's a scam. They're just there to take your money. Citadel's out to get me. Goldman Sachs, you can't beat them. Nope, you fucking suck and you have no discipline and zero persistence. And you quit. And that feels really bad. You quit, you lose. You want to play in the big leagues? Think you can quit and make it in the big leagues? You gotta have the mentality that if it takes you 20 years, you will still be here every day. Now, chances are, if you're with it that long, you'll be doing pretty damn well. Chances are, because you'll have to have had improved to stay in the game that long. But a whole bunch of, most traders end up losing traders because trading is hard and they don't stick with it long enough to learn the necessary lessons. And they think it's quick money, etc. So if most traders end up being losing traders, and negative people are the loudest boos come from the cheapest seats, so to speak. What are you going to hear on the internet about trading? It's a scam, a whole bunch of victim bullshit from a bunch of losers. Right? Now, I will come in here and tell you that trading is really, really hard, which is why those people exist in the masses. But it's also possible because statistics are real and they exist, and the market is not efficiently priced to perfection. It's quite efficiently priced, but it is not perfect at all, even futures. Which means what can you find? Statistical edge. Two minutes, 12 seconds out. Let's see what we get. All right, minute 15 out. Let's see how this bear body closes up, if it stays a bear body. Let's keep an eye on this here. All right. We're 20 seconds out. Copy trader engaged. We have a potential second consecutive bear body, and I need to see it close beneath 668 for me to punch to the short side. If we do not get that, I will not participate here. Here comes the rollover. 5 seconds. Nothing there. No trade. Next bar here. Let's see what we get. All right, guys, I'm making you a deal. I'm staying live for another 30 minutes. We still got a half hour of trading left. And if we hit the goal by then, I'll stick around. We'll do the giveaway. That's the deal. Fair enough. There's plenty of you watching to hit that right now if you got off of TikTok and press the like button on the stream. But if we don't hit it, I'm out of here. Seems fair enough. And in the meantime, let's see if we can finally get trade number 3 on the day, man. Let's see what we get. All right, minute 20 out. Let's see what we get here as far as a close. out of these bears, man. Can they do something to the bulls? Now the question here, I mean, okay, look at this, and then go back to the open here. This market is trying to go red to green, is it not? So the question here becomes, does this just turn into a soft bull trend all day? There's an inside close out of the bears. Let's watch this next bar here and see what we end up with. Yeah, Shadow, that's it. That's it. You'll just, it's super easy. I'll explain when we get there. If we hit that light goal in the next 25 minutes. But you'll just stay right here. You don't have to go anywhere else to enter. Yeah, that's right, Christian. I've got some tech to unveil today for the giveaway. I think you guys are gonna be pretty impressed, to be honest. I want to get long. I want a reasonable opportunity to get long, but I can't just do it anywhere. I would love to buy another bear body closing near the low, maybe down toward that 20 EMA. Because I gotta tell you, I'm not, after these two hard attempts at a bear breakout downside and then big failures, look at these two bull bodies that followed. I'm just not sold on a big bear reversal. If anything, I'm more sold that this turns into just a soft bull move, red to green on the day for NQ. So I want a reasonable way to manage risk. I want a reasonable way to get long. This is not that reasonable way, but we have about half this 5-minute bar left, 2 minutes, 18 seconds left. Let's see if anyone can put something together here and give us a reasonable way to do that. Punch it to the long side. All right, back in a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere. Let's hit that 350 light goal. Then we can give away an Apex account. What do you guys say? All right, welcome back. Halfway through this 5-minute bar, 2.5 minutes out until the close. Let's see what we get. By the way, again, hey, quick heads up. Apex just announced a couple of hours ago accounts, they were only 50% off. They are now 80% off, and you can pass and be funded in one day. Meaning you can go to Apex Trader Funding right now, buy an account using code BIG, or 20 accounts if you'd like, using code BIG for 80% off. If you pass them, you will be in funded accounts tomorrow. That's the deal. Tremendous. Go hit that up. "90 seconds out. Let's see what we get here." Come on, someone give us some kind of definitive close. Part of the deal is the activation fees are down. Lifetime activation fees, if you use code BIG when you sign up for 80% off, are $85 instead of $140. That's part of the deal. Wait, I gotta tell you, this is a ridiculous deal. I'm gonna hit that up this afternoon. Especially when you consider how much cheaper that lifetime is. All right, 20 seconds out. Come on, someone do something of value here. All right, Bears. There you go, Bears. We are coming right into the 20 EMA, though. Okay, so we did just get that rollover. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I've been kind of waiting for this for about 15 minutes. I am going to put out a limit buy just below that wick, which is also right ahead of the 20 EMA. I see an overarching soft bull trend on the day. This was the open here. Again, wrong direction, push. So let's see if we can get a fill. Now, continuation, I give it 30 seconds. This is a reversion trade because I'd be buying on a dip, looking to get a push back higher, letting it take its time. So I'll give this a couple of minutes, see if we can get a fill. If not, then I'll pull it and see, because I don't necessarily need to see quick resolution. Quick resolution on a trade like this would actually not really be a great thing because it's going against me when I get a fill. Does that make sense? So we're 60 seconds in. Let's see if we can get a fill here in the next minute or so. If not, we'll pull it. And that is going without us, baby. Give it another 40 seconds here. All right, 15 seconds. Can we get a fill? Gotta get ready to pull it. Yeah, there's 2 minutes into the bar. No fill, pull it. And move on to the next bar here. 2 minutes, 55 seconds out. You know, ATR is still actually pretty respectable. ATR here on the 5 is 28, which is definitely not bad. All right, here comes the close. Okay, so this bar just rolled over, and we're going to go ahead and give this another shot. I put out this same limit buy on the last bar, and we did not get a fill. So we'll give it one more try. And the reason I want to get long beneath this wick low is because A, it's beneath that wick low in a low volatility environment. The 20 EMA is right there, B. And C, hard push off the open, soft bull trend since then. So, let's see if we can get a fill to the long side in the first couple of minutes. If so, great. If not, great. We'll pull it and move on if we don't. All right, 40 seconds left here to get a fill. Can we get it? If we do, by the way, I'm going to use this wick low to manage risk. "25 seconds to get a fill here. Come on, Bears. Get a little cockier than that. Just a tad. 15 seconds. Let's see. "5 seconds. It's not there. No fill. Gotta pull it. All right, no fill, no trade. Gotta move it along here. 2 minutes, 45 seconds out. Goodness, look at this last like half hour. This is just brutal. The thing is, ATR is still reasonable. It's still at about 29. It's just wick after wick after wick. Uh-oh, we're cooking. This hasn't happened in like 6 months. All right, hold up 1 sec. We're cooking, baby. All right, we're back. I remember that used to happen every once in a while. That hasn't happened in 6 months. All right, 4 minutes out here on this bar. See if we can get something more definitive going here. All right, guys, 5 minutes. 5 minutes until the giveaway cutoff. And I don't wanna not do the giveaway. But I'm a big believer in zero participation trophy type shit. So if we don't get 350 in the next 5 minutes, I'm telling you, I have to cut it. I'm not a make an exception kind of guy. So hit 350 so we can have some fun, damn it. All right, 2 minutes, 43 seconds out until the close of this 5-minute bar. Two minutes out. Now the question really becomes this, right? Right? So let's see. Let's see if that becomes a thing. All right, 90 seconds out here. Bear's trying to give up that 20 EMA here on the 5-minute chart. We've had this exact thing happen twice now with reversals. The problem is we have not had this slow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 40 minutes of consecutive bear bodies. We have not had that coming into that low, that push through the 20 and reversal. So let's see. 45 seconds out. Comes the rollover. This next bar might be a trade. We got to see how this next bar closes up. It might be a trade. 2 minutes. 2 minutes to hit 350 on the light count. We are so close. Please don't make me not do it because we just get 346. I'm not making an exception. I'm not that kind of guy, but please don't make me do that. I've had such a good day thus far. PDT lowered from 25K to 2K pending SEC approval. Big ol' reversal trade off the open. We did have a loser, but we're still sitting healthy green. Four minutes out from the close of this bar here. Let's see. 60 seconds. 60 seconds. 60 seconds. I'm serious. I'm serious. Either hit 350. I gotta be a man of my word. The deal was 350. Hit 350. You got about 45 seconds to do it on the like count. Just press like and we'll give free shit away. Don't make me not do it on a technicality, please. Yes, we hit it. We hit it. You guys bailed me out. Now we get to actually have some fun. We were 30 seconds away. I gotta draw the line in the sand. Otherwise, when I say it, it doesn't mean anything, right? So, we were 30 seconds away from literally having to not do it because like 5 of you didn't hit like, but we did it. So we are ready to rock. However, I want to see how this bar plays out because I might be putting a trade on. But we are doing the giveaway. We're giving away an Apex account. Let me just see how this bar closes up. I might have to put a trade on. Two and a half minutes out. All right, I might be getting long. Let's see. I don't want this bar to grow much more than it currently is sitting at. But if we close like in between this wick high here and this wick high, I'm gonna punch long, not with a stop limit buy, but with a limit. As long as we close above this previous bar's wick high, I'll punch to the long side with a limit. After that trade, I promise you, we're doing the giveaway. It's just the timing here has not been great because here we are getting our first set of potential in probably an hour plus. Come on, Bulls, 70 seconds out. All right. We're 25 seconds out. We have 8 consecutive bear bodies forming this, and now a bigger bull body, which means I have to get the copy trader engaged. And if this bull body closes inside, in between this wick high, and ideally beneath that wick high, but let's watch. I gotta punch it long. Stay put right there, bulls. Punch that long, limit order out, and we will get a fill. Suck risk down. Place that guy there is where we want that, and pull this guy out. Good. We are sitting long. I very much so like that setup. Now it's a matter of just seeing, hey, does it work for us? ATR 27.5. Let's see if the bulls can take this back up toward a test of highs after that good little reversal bar. All right, bulls, we waited a long time for that setup. Let's get this done for us here, huh? Let it work, let it work. Now the beauty here is in between the entry and the stop loss, we have the trend line region, the 20 EMA, and the wick low of that curl. What do we have to the upside? The high of day. That's it. Great setup. Doesn't mean it works every time, but this one's gonna work for us. Let's see. Come on, bulls. Step on in, take this baby back up toward a test of the high. We spent good time waiting for this. Let's get this baby working. Bulls, I don't like what you're doing right now. Bears coming back in for a test of the 20 EMA. Let's see what they do. ATR here is 29. All right, bulls, step this in, or I'm gonna step in here. And let's see a test up top. Again, ATR 29. Ideally, I'd like to get a full ATR or better. So let's see if we can get that done here out of the bulls. If the bears do take it down, wick us out. I guess take out that the wick low of that curl of the signal bar plus the previous bar to the signal bar. That will have taken out the 20 EMA, that wick low of the curl, and any trend line region, which means cut me and move on. It didn't work. But it ain't over till it's over. Let's see if the bulls can turn this baby around, continue this little soft bull trend we've been seeing pretty much all day. Bears. Let's see if they do it to us. Coming in for the test. All right, new 5-minute bar here. All right, let's see here. Oh, big wick. Yes. All right. Well, we'll cut it and move on. That, you know, sometimes it doesn't work. That's all right. I'd take that trade again. But that is unfortunate. All right, moving on here. Moving on here. So, is it giveaway time? I believe it's giveaway time. What do you guys say? Should we do it? Let's do it. For those of you guys just joining us, the goal for the giveaway was 350 likes by 11:30 a.m. And we hit it with 30 seconds to spare. So let's do it. Here's how it works. I have codes. We're going to be giving away an Apex eval for any size that you'd like. And if you win, it is 100% free. Any size you want. At Apex, the evaluation you will pay nothing for. You understand? That's tremendous, right? So here's what we're going to do. In the chat, you may enter from when I say go, which is not right now, to when I say stop. You will get 2 minutes to do so. You can enter up to 10 times and 10 times only. And what should we do today? Let's do the age you started trading. Not yet, when I say go. Not how old you are right now. The age you were when you started trading. You may write it in the chat as an entry 10 separate times over the course of 2 minutes. Then what we'll do is we'll do our, this is the high tech that I need to reveal to you guys today for giveaways, by the way. I do this, I cover my eyes, and we scroll around for about 15 seconds, and whoever I land on, whoever's highlighted wins. Everybody stop. What are you doing? What happens is, if I highlight you, you win. If we're between two people and nobody gets highlighted, we go to the golden candle, the golden bar. Okay? The golden bar will be explained if that occurs. So, ready? Up to 10 entries only. Those of you guys who entered early, I guess you're just done. I have not said go. All you guys who are entering right now, it does not count, and you are using up entries. So, ready? The age you were when you started trading. Go. You have 2 minutes. Minute 25 out here from the close of this 5-minute bar, and you have about the same amount of time left to get your 10 up to 10 entries in. "35 seconds. And by the way, when I say the word, you better stop. You better stop. Not right now. 20 seconds left. 10 seconds. Stop. That's it. You're done. You better stop right now. You better cut it right now. That chat better stop moving, baby. All right. All you guys still entering? I don't know what the fuck you're doing. You guys ready? Should we do it? Are we ready? Now, again, here's how it works. And I'm starting, by the way, into, because all you guys up here, you entered before I said go. So, those first entries do not get counted. Break the fucking rules. You break your trading rules too. I bet you do. So, I'm going to scroll for a while. This is tech that I'm unveiling today. Okay? To select our winner. Whoever's highlighted at the end of it is the winner. If the mouse is between two people and no one gets highlighted at all, like that, we go on to our little game show called the Golden Bar. It's a 1-minute bar, and we take bets, baby. All right, you ready? Ready? Let's do it. This is the tech. Ready? 15 seconds. Got to make sure we're working. All right, beautiful. Beautiful. All right, let's go. My programmer was working on this for a while. It is very clearly on tricks. Am I wrong? Look, extremely clearly. There's so much space. Tricks is the winner. That is not Golden Bar. That was not between Tricks and Melanie. I apologize. That's just the reality. Okay? Tricks is our winner, baby. I said if it was between two, it didn't highlight by some kind of glitch. Look, I move it way down, then it unhighlights. The mouse was right here. We all know that. If you want to talk bullshit, that's on you, man. That's a rule break. You guys are fucked. Tricks, you're the winner. You're the winner. Obviously, that was obviously the case with many pixels to spare, okay? Golden rule is between two people. Okay. So, Tricks, here's what I need you to do. I need you to go into the Discord, which is free. Join the free Discord. It's in the description. When you get in there, and please do this quickly, I'm going to give you like a minute or two. Go to the free Discord, say, hey, it's Tricks. I'll add you as a friend. I will send you a message in PM. You will send me a screenshot of you logged into your YouTube account. I will send you the code. Sound good? Let's do it, Tricks. Join the free Discord. Say, hey, it's Tricks. And then we're good to go. All right. Now, if you didn't win, boo-hoo, we do this like damn near every day. That we hit the goal. And tomorrow I got, maybe a couple tomorrow. I don't know. Tomorrow is Pharaoh Friday after all. Maybe we'll do more than one. That's up to you guys though, so you better tune in tomorrow. But if you didn't win, good news for you. Apex just announced today that they're 80% off and single day pass anyway with code BIG. B-I-G, which is a beautiful thing. Tricks, there you are, brother. I just added you as a friend. Accept that. Yeah, I just sent you a message. Reply to that message in PM, private message, with a screenshot of you logged into your YouTube account, just so I know this isn't a scumbag trying to steal your shit. Because there's a bunch of scammers in Discord who make a living, apparently, pretending to be me. Which I cannot imagine a sadder existence. So, send me a screenshot of you logged into your YouTube account. Don't send personal information, obviously. Not that I would do anything. 4 minutes, 20 seconds out, by the way, from the close here. There you're at, Tricks. Beautiful. All right, brother. There you go. You can use that code. You have it now. You can use that code for any size Apex eval that you would like. Any size at all. And it will make it free. The eval, that is. Cool. Ready to rock? All set. Beauty. All right, guys, hey, I'll be back live tomorrow morning, market open, and tomorrow is Pharaoh Friday, the infamous Pharaoh Friday, and we will be giving away maybe a couple of Apex accounts. Who knows? We'll see, but we'll do something special tomorrow for Pharaoh Friday, and more importantly, let's have a good trading day tomorrow. Hey, listen, if you're trading the afternoon, which I imagine many of you are, be patient. Let the setup come to you. And when it does, fucking hit it hard, man. What a beautiful day. One big winner. One moderate loser. Actually, two moderate losers. So, you know, trading is like, okay today. Not great. But I'm having a tremendous day regardless, because I'll tell you what. PDT passed FINRA today. Well, yesterday. The 25K PDT rule is dropping pending SEC approval from $25,000 to $2,000, which just will open up a huge new world for retail traders. This is the biggest win in recent memory for retail traders. Maybe the entire time I've been trading. I'm not even bullshitting you. This is the biggest win. Gotta love it. All right, guys, hey, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you tomorrow morning. We'll be trading yet again. Have a good afternoon.